Hello everybody, Josh12 back again with another video. Today I'm back with another Dragon Ball Super episode review. I'm here to review episode 93, titled, You're the 10th Warrior, Goku Goes to See Frieza. Now, of course, if you haven't seen the latest episode of Dragon Ball Super, please check it out because this review may or may not contain spoilers. But that being said, let's get on to the review at hand. Now, overall, before getting into my thoughts on this episode, I was legitimately going into this episode ready to hate it. I was looking forward nothing else than to put on a persona and bash this episode with a voice that's very close to like a homoerotic West Coast Valley girl voice, because I had a lot of problems with the last episode and I was expecting for the same result in this episode, which is a slew of fucking problems that I was obviously going to hate. But with me spilling the beans, I don't think I'm going to be able to fool anybody in a future review, but we'll see what happens. But for this review, I am happily, and I'm surprised, but also happily fucking stating that I loved this fucking episode. It's kind of funny how the complete polar opposite of the spectrum from episode 92 to now of how I actually love Dragon Ball Super. So I guess I'll kind of give you like an overall stance on like what I won't like with this show. Because when you think about it, episode 92 has the same premise and ideas of episode 93 except different execution. And that's what this episode does better than the previous one. Episode 92 has the same kind of premise. It's Kaba teaching Khalifa and Kale how to become Super Saiyans, Goku introducing the idea of having Frieza join the team. It's the same exact idea. It's practically the same exact episode, just a different execution, a better one. Let's start off right out of the gate, Goku meeting up with Frieza. Obviously, with Goku introducing the idea of resurrecting Frieza for the tournament itself, that obviously created a lot of problems for a lot of people. Vegeta didn't like that idea, Bulma didn't like that idea, Krillin didn't like that idea. Not really anyone in the show really liked the idea that Goku had planned. However, due to a lot of time restraints and the limited characters to choose from, which of course is kind of bullshit, like I stated in my previous review, but that's neither here or there, Whis kind of gives off this very interesting statement, the fact that Universe 7 has a lot of promise, but you just don't know. And that's what the overall Tournament of Power is all about. You just don't know who's out there. You don't know what kind of opponents you're going to be facing off. So you need any kind of possible powerful character you have on your side, use them to your advantage as much as you can. And all they have, at least in the context of Super, is Frieza. He has Golden Form, which can keep up with Super Saiyan Blues, so that's a huge advantage. Plus it's Frieza, so he has capabilities of being stronger and transforming into even more transformations. So Frieza can be used to their advantage. So it is what it is. I bitched about it previously. Whatever, it is what it is. The dialogue is something I loved with this episode, with every character, and especially with what Whis says in this opening portion of the episode, which is, there's a character out there that is stronger than Beerus himself. Yes, there's a character out there, who knows what it is, Whis did not give a name, but Beerus admits that there is a character out there that is far stronger than him, supposedly, and that hypes me up a lot, and it also gives good reason for them to get Frieza in the first place. But with that being said, let's stop there and like speculate a little bit. First off, my guess is it's probably Jiren. That hasn't really been proven yet, of course, but my big guess is probably it's Jiren. Maybe it's another character we've yet to see, but my guess is it's probably Jiren. He's the one who's been getting the most hype in this series outside of Universe 6 and 7, so my guess is it's probably Jiren, which also creates a whole bunch of interesting opportunities with this arc, which is whoever wins not only will be the strongest character of said universes, but also will be stronger than Beerus. So that would be kind of really cool to see that not only are you stronger than most characters outside of your universe, and of course in your universe, but you'll be stronger than a god of destruction, which no character outside of the angels has really done or have become. And who will that be? Will it be Goku? Will it be Vegeta? Will it be Gohan? Who the hell knows? We'll have to wait and see at the end of the arc. But as that's going on, in Universe 6, Kabe and Khalifa are trying to get Kale to become a Super Saiyan. And I have to say this. Last episode, I had a huge problem with the whole back thing, and I bitched about it, and I think it's still funny. Some people agree, some people don't. It is what it is.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
But the way Kale becomes a Super Saiyan in this episode is fucking awesome. I loved how she became a Super Saiyan.
前から血祭りにあげてやる。
Groovy.
Khalifa, it is what it is. I still like her as a character, but her becoming Super Saiyan, I can live without that. But the way KO does it is so fucking boss. I love the fuck out of it. It was so badass and cool. KO has the same basic properties and power-like properties as a Broly, which is what it is. So, of course, all the Broly haters, of course, you're still going to be living in hate. But for the meanwhile, it's still pretty cool that we have a female character that is that strong and powerful. And KO is really boss. The second she becomes a fucking Super Saiyan, or what we can call legendary Super Saiyan, the second she transforms, she's ready for blood. She's ready to kick ass. And the true nature of what Berserker means. And I fucking love that shit. And I'm fucking all for it. Khalifa's cool. KO's cool. They're cool in my book. Especially after the second she transforms, she's ready to kill Kabe. And you know me, I'm not a big fan of Kabe. Sorry, shipper community. I know you're all giddy and ready, and probably it's all posted on your Tumblr and Twitter of the multiple fan arts you made of Vegeta and Kabe, and Vegeta and Kabe doing things, and Kabe and KO and Khalifa doing things. I don't care for it personally, in my subjective opinion, but on my front, I loved her. I loved all her scenes, the epicness of her fights with Kabe and Khalifa. Also, Khalifa supposedly became Super Saiyan 2 in this episode as well, which I have to say,
God damn it!
I don't know if I fucking like it, but I don't know if I hate it as well. I just don't know what to say to that. She became a Super Saiyan 2 like that. I just don't know how to feel, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Regardless, KO for the win. Stop it, shipper community. I love these new female Super Saiyans. I'd rather see them become lesbians rather than them be with Kabe. I'm really, like, Toei Animation should do this. They should go full on Legend of Korra. Let's not do this let's not do this horse shit, of fucking, oh, every female needs a man in her life. Let's not go that route. Please. I just don't want to see that go down. These female Saiyans have been kicking ass so far in this season. I'd rather see them be very powerful, independent women. Be progressive. Be progressive, Toei Animation. So please don't ruin it by having, oh, she needs to be with Kabe. None of that shit. Oh yeah, because that worked perfectly with all the other female characters in this show, like Chi-Chi and Bulma and Videl and Android 18. They became way more better characters the second they got guys in their life. No, they really didn't. So please, for the love of everything holy, no offense to the shipper community, but please, Toei Animation, Toriyama, whoever the fuck writes this shit, let them be independent. Let them just continue to be awesome berserkers. Kick some ass. Vikings. Go full on Vikings. There, that's what you do. Full on Vikings. But overall, I love that portion of the episode. It's probably my favorite. It would have been even better if she actually killed Kabe. But that's neither here nor there. So I'm going to move off of that. Of course, the rest of the episode is obviously Goku meeting up with Frieza for the billionth time. But I have to say, I love the way this episode focused on it. Because not only was the overall style and artwork beautiful in the animation, not to mention the tone and the music of the specific scene, the thing that I loved about this episode was the dialogue between Goku and Frieza. Especially Goku. Because in this show, especially with this arc, Goku's gotten a bad rap. He's been getting a lot of flack and a lot of hate from the fan base. And as a hardcore Goku fanboy like myself, I obviously can't stand for that shit. It triggers me. It triggers me pretty hard, I can't lie. But in this episode, the thing that I liked so much, not only was Frieza's return pretty awesome and cool and not stupid like I thought it was going to be in my previous review, the dialogue between Goku and Frieza is really fucking well done and well written. Goku is actually serious. He's calm, he's cool, he's collected. The same thing with Frieza. Goku's cool, he's calm, he's ready, he has an objective. He's like John Wayne, fucking like the sheriff John Wayne coming in fucking saying, hey bitch, do what I say. And that's the fucking bottom line, motherfucker. I'm paraphrasing, of course. He didn't actually say that shit. It would have been way cooler if he did, especially if he had like an eye patch and like a hat.
Fill your hand, you son of a bitch!
I don't know. That's just me. And then Frieza, he was like very menacing and not really whiny and stupid like he was in like Resurrection F. He was cool. He was calm. He had threats. And he was using Goku's weaknesses against him, which was really nice. This was very much the Goku and Frieza of Dragon Ball Z. This was very much the Goku and Frieza of the Namek arc, which is my favorite fucking interpretation of those characters. Goku was ready. He was fucking powerful. He was cool. He was a legit hero. Say what you will as him as a protagonist. in the later half of Z, but when it came down to the Namek arc, he was ready. He was here to take down motherfuckers. He was gonna save the day. Frieza was a fucking legit villain. He wasn't a pussy who wasn't fucking stupid, and that's what they did in this episode. Goku was very awesome, and so was Frieza, and the way they used their archetypes against each other in this kind of match, so to speak, was probably the best aspect outside of KO being a berserker in this episode. Probably my favorite aspect. So, honestly, this episode is a huge win for me. I loved this fucking episode. It was so good. With all that being said, my final verdict with this episode has to be solid 10 out of 10. Honestly, it was just a solid, good episode. I haven't felt this way in a good minute. In a pretty good minute, especially after 92. 93 completely blew down the doors. For an episode I was legitimately thinking was going to suck, this episode was fucking awesome, and that's all I really can say. So my final verdict stands as a 10 out of 10. If there's anything I really didn't like with this episode, is that there was an over-exaggeration with power-ups, faces, not to mention close-ups on said faces, that I think that the animating staff was hindering on a little too much. I feel like it would have been best to like look back away from the extreme close-ups, but other than that, animation-wise and artwork-wise, I was pretty much pleased with this episode. And also, I was not a big fan on the Mouse God of Destruction having spies in various universes. I really wasn't a big fan of that. I think that it's kind of too obvious of a joke to have the Mouse God of Destruction be a rat. And I hate a lot of shit in this world. I just don't like rats. You know what happens to fucking rats.
Okay.
They get fucking clipped. And, you know, it's just kind of bullshit that you have the Mouse God of Destruction having rats in Universe 7 trying to fuck everything up. Like, it's like, come on. But yeah, that's all I really can say about this episode. There was just a lot of good. The female Super Saiyans kicked a lot of ass, and there was a lot of throwbacks to previous Otherworld-esque characters like Fortune Teller Baba and King Yama, and the Goku Frieza moments were really good. It was just a solid episode that I appreciate the hell out of. But with that being said, let me know what you personally think about the episode. It's a solid 10 out of 10 for me. Let me know what you personally think. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. I'd really appreciate that. That would help out the channel immensely, and I'd really appreciate the living fuck out of anybody who subscribes to my channel. This has been Jonch12, and I hope you enjoyed.